Okay, so this ended up being a break-even day for me. I lost my first trade, then won my second, so came out break-even. This, like, if you go to the 1 hour and you go to the 4 hour, it looks really nice. Like, price action looks so great, right? Um, but then, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, it just is. What I had to hold through is ridiculous, in my opinion. Um, it's part of the game, obviously. You know, you're gonna have to hold through some drawdown for sure, and you're gonna be in choppy price action sometimes. 100%, I get it. But I think a lot of it, I know a lot of it has to do with the fact that we've just been moving so much overnight since honestly Trump got into office. Not when he got elected, but when he actually went into office with all the tariff news and everything like that. These overnight moves, typically to the downside. This week it's been to the upside, but typically we're moving like, I mean, 2 percentage points on the Nasdaq overnight. Will be down 2%, will be up 2% before market even opens, right? In futures. So, like this morning, we moved, or yeah, I mean, London session moved us a lot, right? Um, London session moved us a lot. London session gave us, I mean, they get treated really well over there. They got a nice sweep on a higher time frame and just a nice bullish move. Um, New York session is, especially AM session, you're currently trading in the trenches, and that's because of those big overnight moves. Like even yesterday, I won my trade, but I sat through a lot of chop, and the reason being is because we gapped up like this on a Sunday night for who the hell knows why. Um, so 2 days back to back, or we moved a lot overnight, and so AM session was a little choppy as a result. But that being said, let me give you the reason why I entered, or give me the reason as well, because this is, of course, for me to journal my trades. The weekly is, of course, still bearish, okay? But as an intraday trader, I'm not really too focused on the weekly. I understand that we're in this bearish fair value gap now, which is what I kind of wanted to aim for. I'm understanding of that. If we wanted to reverse on a higher time frame now, we could. Um, right? Like in my opinion, of course, I don't want this to be like this because for the sake of my investments, I'd like us to keep going higher. But realistically, if I was a betting man, we're probably going to continue going lower here, and this is just a nice little retracement. Um, but again, I'm not too focused on the weekly because I'm intraday trading. The daily, I'm a bit more focused on. Of course, we're currently bullish. The 4 hour order flow is also bullish. 1 hour order flow is also bullish. Um, so therefore, I was looking for buys. Targeting the consequent encroachment of this wick was my uh, final take profit on, I believe, both the trades. Didn't aim for this. Because the consequent encroachment of this wick gave me a 1-to-1, I just decided to aim for this. Um, a lot of the, look, if I can get a 1-to-1, I will go for it. Another reason I'm not trying to hold too long is because you'll see what I had to hold through and kind of like just how choppy price action has been, especially in the AM session, where I'm really not trying to hold on to a trade too long. Now, of course, we could see this go to um, there, which would have made this a, you know, bit more of an appetizing RR, but it is what it is. Higher time frame PD array I used was the 1 hour fair value gap here. We were reacting nicely off of. The 15-minute was bearish after this close. After this close, excuse me. And yeah, the sweep was, of course, these lows here. We swept, right? And then we were respecting this 1 hour fair value gap. So I said, okay, now we just need distribution. Right, you can see the lows that got swept. Now, of course, um, it looked really nice here. I wish we would have, like, in an ideal world where we didn't chop around for an eternity, it felt like at least. Um, in an ideal world, we swept this liquidity. We were already inside the 1 hour fair value gap at this low here. So ideal world, we inverse this, candle straight away, break structure, and then tap back into it, and I enter. As you can see, what I ended up doing was I did enter off this inversion, but price had made another low first, then had some nice distribution, and broke structure with this candle. So I said, okay, here we go. I'm entering. Didn't break any rules at all because we had the distribution, we had the break of structure, we had the 1 hour fair value gap we were entering off of, we had a sweep on liquidity, we had a nice target for our drawn liquidity, and of course order flow was on our side. Now, not exactly sure what happened with this trade, other than I got stopped out in this part of the game. This candle was pretty crazy in my opinion. I think this candle had the most volume out of any candle the entire day so far, or since market open at least. Not exactly sure why this candle. I'm happy it did. I'm happy it just ripped the band-aid off, because I prefer not to have to sit in a trade for an hour just to lose. So I'm happy it ripped the band-aid off, but yeah, it just flushed us out. Not exactly sure what that was because it's not a news candle. And then so yeah, my bias remained the same. I mean, order flow is crazy bullish right now. From the daily and under. So we swapped one more time, had some nice distribution here, and once again I used an inversion fair value gap. This time, this candle here, the one that stopped us out, I used as an entry. And you can see I entered. Now this is a news candle. I entered right before it's like monthly, what is it called, home something, new home sales, month over month. Look, it's red folder news technically. I am not going to exhaust myself with any, like, I avoid CPI, FOMC, and PPI. Those are the three I avoid. Even though this was technically red folder news, I'm willing to take a trade prior, during, and after this news event, okay? Because it's not one of the big three. As you can see, it definitely tested my emotions here. We ended up immediately taking one contract off. This first line here, I had two contracts on this trade. This first line, it almost hit my partial immediately. We would have had one contract off. But instead, we came down pretty far into drawdown. And at this point, I was laughing at myself because at this point, I entered two trades. I got entered off this candle here. So I did not yet have a single bullish candle or a single candle go in my direction in two trades when we were at this point. So I was laughing at myself. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Of course, we reversed nicely. I left enough room for the trade to breathe and whatnot. My stop loss was under the low, so that was able to work out. And then I had to hold through this chop, which was honestly, it was so annoying to hold through, but it is what it is. We had a data high to come for now, so I was happy with that, and equal highs. So I was like, okay. Took the contract off. Now, what you have to understand is on my Express account, which is where I'm actually placing the trade. I went over this in my video yesterday. I'm not going to do it again, but the data is different on the charts a little bit. It differs. It's like a 10-point difference. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know why it is, but essentially my final take profit was actually above, right above here on the Express account. Just because that is on the Express account chart. The consequent encroachment of the wick was a little bit further lower. I don't know why the data differs, but it does. So I sat through this, finally got a contract taken off. We were literally half a point away from just taking me out of the trade, hitting my full take profit. and we decided to come down one more time. I was like, oh my god, just take me out of the trade. And then finally, we got a nice push higher. But it was tough to hold through this. I will not lie to you. Order flow is on my side, thankfully. So I was pretty confident in the trade, in both trades, to be honest with you. But you're going to lose sometimes, and I ended up losing the first one. The second one, I'm happy to have just got my money back and hit break even on the day. I am done for the day trading. And yeah, let me just quickly show my executions. Psychology wise, I have emotions. I'm a human being. So yes, I was low key pissed off that we were just doing this, to be honest with you. I really was. I didn't have much time on this trade. I didn't have much time to even react. I just got stopped out. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. We'll look for a reentry. And that's what I did. So I was happy with my psychology there because I was able to just find a reentry straight away. Didn't think twice about entering because I had lost the first one. I was willing to lose 2 trades. That's my trading plan. I'm willing to lose 2. And then that's it. Then I get off if that's the case. It's just a bad day. It allows me to make profits back if I lose the first trade. So that's what we did today. That's why that rule is there for me. The second trade, I did have time to process my emotions because we took fucking forever. So we sat here for so long, and I was like, oh my god, please just, I can't sit through this any longer. Please just hit my take profit, please. I beg you. My emotions were definitely there. But one thing I'll say is, okay, cool. My emotions are there. I'm a human being. I'm not going to sit here like a robot. However, I don't let my emotions get the best of me in the sense of I'm not going to move my stop loss further down to try to stay in the trade. I'm not going to move my stop loss. I'm not going to trail it like really close because I'm nervous that we're going to come to my break even. No, I let the trade move the way I managed it, the way I normally manage it. We had a contract taken off here. I put my stop loss to break even once we took that contract off. And then I just let it play. I was pissed off here because we had come within half a point of my take profit. So I was pissed off when I was seeing it go down, but it's not like I did anything rash, like sell the last contract early or anything like that. I just let it play. Of course, I was a little pissed off on what was happening, but yeah, that's that. So that was the trade. Let me see if I can get the execution. Let me just turn on the executions here so you could just proof of entry and exit. Right, first trade. 2 contracts entered on this candle, 2 contracts exited the next candle. So that was a quick in and out for a loss. 2 contracts entered here once we inverted this candle. I guess technically it's saying this candle is what got me in, but I figured it would be this candle. I had my entry was like right here because that was the inversion here. But it's saying this candle got me in, whatever. And then, yeah, 1 contract off here. And then you see how, I don't know why it's different on this chart. I really don't. But you see how close it was to the consequent encroachment of the 4-hour wick. And it decided, oh, we're going to plummet and then come back. And eventually I got that other contract off, which is nice. So, fully break-even day today. And yeah, this is the Express account. I'm trying to claw back from a few losses I took early on in the account. I was down, I think the most I was down on this account was like $800. So we're doing a good job clawing back. We've definitely, you can see, been winning more than losing in recent weeks. So that's good. And yeah, that is how the account is right now. And those were the trades.